Take issue.
Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I am so excited to have on a 27 and 28-year-olds from Cardiff, Wales. They are running amok in my old honey hole, bringing the hockey family together one bracelet at a time. They put in the hours and make it happen for the kids in the barn and make hockey fun for the kids. And folks, hockey is supposed to be fun and winning is fun. Welcome to my back deck, Rhian Baker and Nathan Davies.
Hey.
Hey, we did it better that time, eh?
We did.
Got your ear pods out, now we're ready to play, right?
Ready to go.
Oh,
Ready to go.
let's go.
So I get into how we know each other. Nice to meet you guys. And now I can hear you speak too. So yeah, I get into how we know each other. Nathan, you reached out to me in my honey hole Instagram, and you mentioned you guys are making friendship bracelets for all the kids in the barn in Cardiff.
Yep. So we've been making the bracelets. We made a couple for you just for the podcast.
That warms my heart, seriously.
As I said on Instagram, it is all her idea, but I'm the little worker who helps making up the beads, because there's a lot to make. There's a lot to make before we put them in the arena. So all her idea.
It was getting a lot on my own for a bit. We were making non-stop. I was making it on my own non-stop, and then I realized that I don't have the time to just completely do it all the time. So I kind of caved and asked for help.
Sometimes you have to do that. It's like me doing this. I don't have time to do everything that happens. It's like, that's why I have a poster maker guy, now we got swag maker people at Little Fox Designs, Dan Coles, who's in the Cardiff Arena with you. They're making clothes for me, and they put it up on their website, Little Fox Designs. Folks, check them out. They're selling my stuff, and then I get to stay out of it and just talk to my friends, and that takes everybody to win, right?
Yeah, that's the fun stuff. You get to do the fun stuff.
Yeah, I get to do what I want to do and stay out of the stuff I don't want to do.
Exactly, yeah.
But you guys making bracelets, I mean, I have tried to make them with my daughter before. It's tedious work.
It is. It can be. It started off as just a hobby for my mental health. So
I understand.
It was a case of,
I understand.
Yeah, just trying to do something just to, pass the time, and especially in off season, it was just to do something hockey related, but that didn't cost too much, and it was it got going, and it was a case of I didn't know what to do with them because I was quite socially anxious. So I didn't want to go around to people going, "Do you want this?" And it was a bit too brave for me at the time. And so I decided to just pop them along the edge around the rink. And the kids started finding them, even like adults started finding them.
So you just put them randomly around the arena, and anybody can grab what they want?
Yeah, down by the glass, and then they tend to find their favorite player, don't they? And if they don't find their favorite player, they'll run around the swap, and somebody will have their favorite player and they'll swap them about.
Yeah, they'll just kind of have that one big treasure hunt, really.
That's really fun.
About once a month. It's amazing.
That is amazing. So you'll do that once a month, and then all of a sudden you put them everywhere and just let them run amok.
Yeah, so on Twitter, I'll pop out that I'm doing a drop. I tend to call it, and I'll just say, well, this is going to happen before warm up. Let's just go and go and find your favorite player, and if you don't find it, swap.
And you're just doing this voluntarily because you want the kids to enjoy hockey and have fun, and you're not charging anybody for their bracelet.
Not at all, no. I mean, with the idea at first was just to make people happy, and anyone who's in a bit of a dark place, or anyone, the cost of living's ridiculous, so anyone that can't afford something nice, that's just something nice for them to just go and get, for free, and they don't have to worry about who did it at first. No one knew who it was at first. There are people on Twitter saying, I don't know where these came from, but this is a really lovely idea. And then I was like, okay, this might be me. I don't know whether I wanted to come out with it. And then Nathan was like, you really should do something. Like, you really should say something. Like, these are incredible. You spend hours.
Yeah, take some recognition. Yeah. It's okay to be proud of what you did. It's okay.
I was quite a shy person, so I was like, I don't want to. And then my friends were like, you need to do something. You sit there for hours, and you buy all the stuff. And
I understand, though. It's like doing this. when I'm living a normal life and live in the real world, nobody wants to hear about my hockey career. Nobody cares about what I've done in the past. But when I come here and I do it, it's like, well, you don't have to listen to me. Nobody has to listen to me. I don't care if you listen to me. I'm doing this for my friends and for myself. And I totally understand, because hockey players tend to not really give themselves enough recognition over their career. And that's what I try to do with my shed boosts, is let my buddies know, hey, you guys are actually really good. And I know people probably don't tell you enough, because some people on social media will tell them how bad they are, when actually
Yeah.
they're really good. They're actual professional hockey players that are pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? How like one message on Twitter or anything that can get you down, you know, but also the
Right.
positivity can be so good too. So,
Being nice
you know,
is
we're
nice.
just hoping that, you know, we can do that. And I suppose that kind of helps really bring us on to this, because I started buying these tags because a lot of them were sort of either just falling onto the floor, you know, where the kids were running past or something. And I thought I'll put some little tags on them to show that they were handmade and everything. And then I started putting little messages on the back of the tags, just little empowering. So like, you are strong and you're enough, things like that. So if people hadn't heard sort of like an empowering message for a little while, then there's one on a tag, you know, there's one there. So
I really,
taking...
really enjoy what you guys are doing. I think that is fantastic, honestly.
We just had to do something, because life can be so dark and people can feel alone, you know. So
I do know, because I moved to a new town and I didn't have a team around. I didn't have my people, you could call them. And that was when I retired from the game. Moving to a new town was very difficult, because I'm used to having a team with me everywhere I went. I would have built-in 20 best friends for the year, and life's pretty easy when you're on a team every season. And then all of a sudden you're not, and it can get very lonely. And then you think of doing this, and then you don't feel lonely anymore. And then you realize that pretty much most of my friends in this town are under the age of 14, because they're all the kids I coached, and I'm back on a team and I have everything I need now, and I get to see my friends whenever I want or whenever I have time.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's actually amazing. I've made so many friends through this. I think through hockey, going to the games, it saved me a lot, because I started to come out of my little bubble.
Yeah, I understand.
And it was so nice, and we've met friends from sort of like all over the league, and there are some friends that have taken bracelets to Prague for the Team GB. So the bracelets are literally going all over the place, aren't they?
They're over in Canada. We've given to the owners, so all the owners have got one, so they've taken them back home with them as well.
That's amazing.
And soon I'll have mine in the shed, and I showed my kids the picture of it, and they actually asked if they could get a Concard Canucks one.
Absolutely, yeah. We've done NHL ones, haven't we, previously?
So we're black and orange, in case you're wondering.
Absolutely.
And it's spelled Canucks with a K, K-I-N-U-C-K-S.
Awesome.
And if you were wondering, we are the All Ontario champions. That's why I'm wearing a red hat.
I love that.
They'll get us using the orange beads. We don't tend to use the orange beads very often with because the Steelers over here. So.
I understand.
Yeah, we have so much left over with the orange. We did a few actually for playoffs. I went to playoffs for the very first time this year, and it was incredible.
Isn't it incredible?
Oh my God, it was the best weekend of my life, you know. It was
just a hockey family running amok, eh?
Yeah, we didn't do the best, you know, but it didn't matter. We were having the best times.
Great weekend.
Yeah, and we had bags of bracelets again, of all teams this time. So we used those orange ones, we used the teal ones, you know, unsightly as they may be to a Cardiff Devils fan. And we took them over. Great. And we managed to get them out.
Giving them out in between periods and between games, and every single person that I give it to, or we give it to, they massive smile on face. That it was a lovely thing to do, because some people I guess they get kind of intimidated by fans, even in hockey.
Yeah.
And going up to another person and thinking, oh, like, you've got here's a present for you. It can be kind of daunting, but every single person was so thankful for a smile on their face, and that's
what it's all about.
Line. That's why we do it.
Yeah. That's sort of how it started with one of the charities. She was called Rewild Charity, I believe. Lovely lady called Sean, and she started doing them, and she was giving them out to people. She was sort of like, people coming to her and she was giving them out. And I thought, I'm gonna do this on like a scale where people don't, who are maybe not so forward as such, to ask for them, but they can just have one, you know, they can just go and collect them from wherever. And that's sort of just how it started. It was just Treasure Hunt Central then. And you know, we've got you interviewed Ellie,
Yeah.
our amazing dancer. She's my little best friend, honestly. She's incredible. And she had arms full of bracelets, and it just makes me smile. It really does. It makes my life. It's amazing.
I understand. It's like doing this, and any free time I have in my life seems to be trying to hit the shed, and puts me in a better mood. But then when people write to me and say like what it means to them or how it helps their day, and it's like, well, jeepers, I'll do this for you people any day that I can. And then what's weird is I had this hockey podcast network reach out to me saying they want to sell ads for me, and then I read them, and then they pay me. And they sent me the contract, and I still haven't even been able to open it because I don't want to change what this is about and why I do it. And doing that worries me. You know?
Yeah. That's exactly
so I still haven't opened the contract, but it's sitting there. People want to pay me to have fun with my friends. And it's like, whoa, that's weird.
It's like, do you take it?
Well, I mean, they
so.
said I'd have to like read an ad for like 30 seconds each time and then just sign a thing once a month saying I did that. And that's all I have to do. And it's like, huh, I guess I probably could do that.
Get it done.
Yeah.
I mean, a little boy could always dream that someday he would be paid to drink beers with his friends and talk about hockey.
Yeah.
What a world.
It's an opportunity for sure. I mean, that's sort of similar to the situation I was in, wasn't it? There were people trying to give me some money for the bracelets. They were like, I'd make a couple of custom ones. People would see them and they'll be like, we can't quite make it down to the glass, or when we do, they're all gone because they go so quick. Let me give you some money to make a custom one. And I'm sat there, I'm no, don't.
I'm doing this for fun.
You know?
Yeah.
And they were like, you have to take something. And I'm just like, no, I'm not taking anything. And I'd refuse point blank. And then it was the case of, there was a lovely lady and she was like, just take a couple of pounds for Evie, my daughter, my 2-year-old daughter. She was like, put it in a piggy bank. And I was just like, you're too sweet, you know. I don't.
There are some nice people out there when you get looking around, isn't there?
It was so sweet. But that's sort of like how I got going then, and it was just, it's been pushing me just to do more because, you know, it's the case of so many people are just so grateful for.
Yeah, and the more we do,
I totally can relate
though.
Everything you guys are saying, I can totally relate. That is why I do this too. And I totally understand where you guys are coming from and why you do it. And I think it's great. Keep it up.
Thank you. It just fills your heart, doesn't it? It makes
it really does.
I don't think they're going anywhere soon anyway. We got bags full ready to go for the new season already. So we're still only halfway through yet.
Well, I think it's neat meeting you guys, and I haven't asked when you guys became Devils fans, but what I've found neat is I've met Ellie and Aaron. And then, you know, there's Josh Wilby and Dan Coles, and then Matt Lease, my music maker guy. And a lot of these Devils fans weren't fans of the Devils when I played. And that I'm connecting with the Devils fan base 9 years later or 10 years later, and that I'm meeting the new crew of fans, I think it's really neat.
It's incredible. Like, it's just everything that this kind of hockey community brings together. It's just something... It's just unexplainable. The way it makes you feel, the way that, you know, the way people are with you, it's just incredible. And this whole, we get new fans all the time, you know, and my little one will probably grow up to be one of those people. But she absolutely loves Richie, Mark Richardson. So
who doesn't?
I know, right?
Guy will block a shot with any part of his body for you. You know,
absolutely.
Such a nice guy. So he'll walk over and he will, without fail, every single time he'll wave at a daughter, I can't say hi. He's such a nice guy.
He's incredible.
And that's when I had been through my career type of deal, and I was near the end, and I went to Cardiff for get the MBA. But then when I got to play with guys like Mark Richardson, Luke Piggott, and play for Todd Kelman, and Andrew Lord, who was younger than me and a player on the team, it brought back my love of hockey because everybody was a good person. Everybody on the team was in it for the right reasons and for the team. And that's not always the case in some cultures in pro hockey. And I think Cardiff has always been, they've always had the right people, you know?
Yeah, 100%. I think so.
It's like when I go back for a
just welcoming.
testimonial, right? And you see the hockey family that's still there
Yeah.
and they actually still remember you 9 years later. And you're like, wow, these people are really nice.
That was amazing.
Oh, that was-
When you came back, it was incredible. That there was one game you came back, wasn't it? It was a Wally night.
Oh,
Absolutely incredible.
I've got to come back 3 times, and I was invited to Mark Richardson's testimonial as well, but I couldn't make it because when you start working in the real world at 30 something years old, you actually in fact only get 10 holidays the whole year to start. So yeah, so I didn't make it to Richie's, but I did make it to Batchy's and Matthew Myers, and then I guess they did have a Wally night, which was crazy. That doesn't even make sense. I only played there for a year and a bit, and then I got hurt, and then just acted like an idiot. And they have me back, you know? It's like they actually appreciate how I play hockey. And some teams didn't appreciate me at all.
Probably get another testimonial soon.
Yeah, we'll probably have more testimonials by the looks of things.
Joey Martin, Ben Bounds.
Yeah.
Joey Martin.
You better keep them.
Yeah. They are the
They'll
funnest
stay.
days ever to get to go back and see the hockey family when you've been out of the game for so long, you know? Make you
And it's
spray
so
paint yourself and
relaxed as
take your
well.
top off.
Yeah.
Try and get Richie to do his 20 years. He gets his another
We need to get Richie up to 20 years. That'll be a big one. That'll be a huge one.
I won't miss your second testimonial, right?
Yeah. I know I'll have a very happy 2-year-old if he does a 20 year. So you know, that'll be something.
So when did you guys become Devils fans? How did you guys become Devils fans or hockey fans?
Yeah, so I became a Devils fan. We're looking at just before COVID, so it's quite recent still. But I remember people saying about this hockey. You know, I liked football. People like, oh, you got to go and see a hockey game. I was like, oh, I don't know. I'll give it a go. So I went in 2019. I went to watch Devils and Storm. And
that's before the chocolate storm.
Yeah, there was a guy there who made me fall in love with hockey. He's just come back as well, a man by the name of Gleason Fournier. So ever since then, I've been hooked on it.
Gleason Fournier, the sexiest skater in the league. The Swan.
Can't get enough.
Oh, jeepers, yeah. I wish I could have skated like him, you know? Some people got it, some people don't, you know?
He was just skating at the testimonial, at Ben Davies' testimonial, and you couldn't make it, could you?
No, I didn't.
And it was just like, obviously he wasn't really trying because it's a testimonial. You just kind of chill out a little bit and just muck around, and he was incredible, like, and he wasn't really trying.
He's one of those guys when I played with him, or I actually never got to play with him. I was hurt already that year, but when they brought him in and I was the power play helper coach guy, and he has a different way of playing, man. Like I can't believe a guy like that doesn't make it or have a better chance to make it, because when guys would dump it back into his corner and he would just turn around effortlessly and then skate it out of our own end, skated all the way down the ice. And it's like, man, when I dump a puck in, if a defenseman did that to me, I'd be so mad.
Yeah. Oh, he's incredible. We're so happy he's back.
Yeah, I mean, he's popped back a couple of times just when his season's over. He pops back to the playoff, and twice, 2 years now, I've been saying, when you're coming back, come on, cut it out, when you're coming back. And this year's finally the year he came back. Obviously, he's just got married and the obvious. So
yeah, no, I think they've really built a squad this year. I mean, you have him and Mosey on the point. You have Richie and Batchy still. I mean, man, they're gonna be good. And then you got Mac Caruth and Ben Bounds in the net, sharing the load.
They're gonna be fighting for the spot, aren't they?
Oh, but they're gonna be good teammates, and they're both gonna want it, and they're both competitors. And I think it's great because they're both not the youngest goalies in the league now, and I think they're ready to compete and share the net and do what's best for the team all year long, you know?
I can't wait to see them.
I love Mac, because obviously he came back this season, but obviously he didn't play, and it's. But we were down at the glass speaking to him, and he had time for every fan fair play to him. He's top guy. I love Mac. Love him.
Yeah,
He's so
well, and
nice.
you gotta realize the people that have done stuff for you. Him and Mosey have always made the time for me. Every time I want them on or ask for them, they make the time for me. And then all the fun that's been had from having them on. So you guys do know that the league home opener, we need 1,005 Twix to win, right?
Yeah,
You've
we
heard
got
this?
it.
Okay. I
We
just
got it.
hate losing, and I know that the Cardiff fans also hate losing, and that they also enjoy fun. And I think it'd be a great way to kick off a season by beating the Blue Fox of Herning's record of 1,004 Twix, because they were all proud of that when we did that. Well, we're gonna smash your record, right?
We have to.
You've
We have
mentioned it
to.
to block 13 now, so if anybody can make it happen, block 13 can make that happen. So
Yeah.
I
that
can't wait
Dan
to see
calls
the
on that and
videos
they'll
of the
block-
storm. I can't wait to see the videos of it raining chocolate on the ice.
I
And
hope we
Mosey,
can
I
do
haven't
that, 'cause
forgot
that'd be-
about you with the Kit Kats too, but this Twix with Mac has to happen first, right?
Yeah, the one with Mosey, I mean, there wasn't enough Kit Kats this season. There wasn't enough.
There wasn't.
No.
It
I
wasn't
remember
good
he
enough.
scored-
How do you think we're going to
Yeah,
win
he-
trophies with not enough Kit Kats on the ice?
He scored his 100th goal. I remember I ran out to the vending machine, bought a couple of Kit Kats. Well, congratulations on your 100th goal. And I give it to him on the down by the bench tonight. But
Well,
yeah,
thank you.
Didn't
That,
rain
and you
Kit
know what?
Kats,
And
so-
it would have made him feel great and want to play even harder. But he was probably frustrated throughout the season that he's only getting like a Kit Kat a game, you know?
I know,
It's not
right?
good enough.
How many did we give him? I think 4 that night.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of grabbed a couple for him to celebrate his 100th goal. So.
You had a fair few, yeah.
Well, that's nice to hear. Thanks for having my back, because it takes everybody to make the fun happen, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think when I first started watching the games, seeing that happen was so like the most confusing, but just
But also funny
what the
and
hell's
fun.
going on? It was so fun,
Yeah.
and then it just made me want to do it. So
Well, if you like, people probably think I'm crazy with like the Manchester Storm and the chocolate that started there with Captain Critch. But it's like every time it happens, it makes my heart want to explode that we started that. And now it's like a hockey
Yeah.
tradition in Manchester. And I never even played there. And then it's just like the Big Blue Tent was in Manchester. And I think back as a player, and it's like, well, if that was happening when I played, I would think that's really fun and cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
just dodge them. Don't get hit by one because they're frozen.
Or they will be when they hit the ice.
I remember
Uh,
seeing them just sharing them on the ice, just opening up and sharing them with each other on the
Yeah.
ice.
I think at one point my sister was training. My sister, she's 16. She plays for the Cardiff Comets. She's a goalie.
I know the squad. Yep.
And she's incredible at what she does. And I think after one of the games there was chocolate in their dressing room. So
That's what I
I think
wanna
they might
hear.
have been inundated and they had to share them with some of the girls. So yeah, my sister I think must have had some chocolate that day too.
Well, and yeah, does Miley Drazy play on the Comets too?
No, she's is she Devils, Junior Devils?
I'm not sure. I
She
think
she
might be
plays, still
in
mucks it
the
up with the
Devils.
boys too. Yeah.
Yeah, she does. She's incredible.
She's a great player.
We met her family at
player.
playoffs, and
Yeah.
they were so lovely.
Funny
And
enough, the reason we went to playoffs was actually because Miley was playing for GB.
Yeah.
They couldn't go to playoffs, so that we actually bought the tickets off them. So small world.
it's just such a small
That
world
is
around
a
that range,
small world.
honestly.
Yeah.
It was-
Right on the glass, weren't we?
Yeah, we were right down the bottom, and yeah, no, it was incredible, and yeah, seeing it all up close like that was just it was something.
Don, he celebrated right in front of us.
The only time I've seen the chocolate in real life is when I got to go to Batchy's testimonial, and I had asked for chocolate for my under 9 gals, and to think of heartwarming stuff that, I mean, none of those girls knew I was ever a hockey player. I wasn't shouting it from the rooftops. I was just their coach. And then I have them on the podcast and I tell them, like, I can get you guys chocolate thrown on the ice in Cardiff, Wales when I go there, and I'll bring it back for you. And then to
Yeah.
actually get to do that, and my daughter and I drove around and gave all the girls their chocolate, and then you got to see the gals again, also see the parents again, that we'd become a hockey family, and then to give them chocolate they'd never seen or tried was like so heartwarming. And then just this last couple weeks, our rings came in from winning it all, and me and the coaching staff got to drive around and deliver the rings to our team. And it's like, this is what hockey is all about, you know?
Definitely, yeah. Stuff like that is it's just the best. It's just the best.
And then when like the dads who didn't really know you at the start of the year and didn't know anything about you, and then they like tell you that they love you and that like they really appreciate you, and then you're like, whoa, I really like this coaching thing.
That's what it's all about, though. That is
Seeing these boys see their ring for the first time and the look on their face, and it's like, yeah, you earned that. You went out there and did that. It's like, I didn't score a goal or get an assist all year. You kids did this, not me. You know, so cool.
Gotta give them credit where it's due, don't you?
Yeah.
When it's like, I'm going to try and take credit when the Devils win the league this year. After we smashed the Blue Foxes record, I'm going to feel like I was a part of it because everybody realizes hockey's fun again. It was like when I went back to Wally night and got spray painted and topless. I never played in that game and I never scored, but they were going to win the league until all the baloney started, you know? And I would have felt like a part of it then.
Plenty enough fans bring it back for you last season.
Oh, that was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I can take credit whenever I want.
We're in block 12 primarily, and when we looked over at 13 and saw them spray painted, it was so funny.
Isn't that funny?
You couldn't help but smile. I was like, oh no, this is
and then they got taken down to the bench by Cody Donahue, and
they
obviously had his name on his back, so.
But brilliant. Yeah, it's like, I think back when I was a player, and it's like, well, if my former teammate came back and spray painted himself as me, I would be like, man, you're crazy, but that's so awesome. And then for those guys to do it 5 years later and it's 44 and 44, that equals 88. And you're like, whoa.
It was incredible. It was so funny.
I really enjoy the people that'll take it up a notch and raise the bar, you know, and those guys taking their tops off, spray painted, and then you see the picture where they're down at the glass and you see how much fun everybody's having. And you're like, you guys are bringing the fun to the barn. Yeah,
I think we need that. We need it a lot more often, and just to, you know, for everyone to just let go, I feel, you know.
Let their hair down. They're at the hockey arena, right? Nobody cares.
No, exactly. I mean, you know, there's obviously like children there to, like, you know, and they can have as much fun, you know, and why can't we, you know?
Yeah. Why do you got to be all grown up all the time, right?
Right.
It's like when I did go over there, and I'd been in the real world for like 5 years, and I really didn't understand why Cardiff would bring me back for a Wally night, because I really didn't play there much, and a lot of players had a lot more illustrious careers there than I did. But then when I did what I did in the crowd and in the locker room beforehand, when I got back to the real world, my team, well, they had the pictures of me topless up on the walls in the office. And I thought, oh, this is a really small world that you guys actually saw what I did over there. And then I realized that they all thought it was funny and fun, and that nobody cared. And then I was like, so I can like act like me all the time and nobody cares?
Yeah.
And it's like, so this season we lost 2 games in a row, and they were like the only 2 losses all year. And I could tell the boys were totally down because we lost one in a shootout in Silver Stick, and it kicked us out of the tournament. And it was such a deflating loss that then the next game, the boys are all bickering and aren't in good spirits. And then we lose again. And I'm like, I got to make these kids realize this is supposed to be fun. Like, yeah, you lost a game, but get back on the horse. So then I had them shave my head, and a few of the kids were missing because of a snowstorm. So I didn't want them to feel left out. So then I had to keep that haircut all week and go to work until our next practice, where the other boys got to do it too.
I love that. That's brilliant. It's so good.
When I went to work like that, everybody liked it, and they're like, "You'd do anything for those boys, wouldn't you?" I'm like, "I sure would."
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's crazy. I love that.
It is crazy.
We do just need that fun, you know.
Everybody needs the fun in their life, you know. So poster picks brought to you by Evan Mosey. He's a beauty.
He brings a lot of fun.
I know he does.
He's super fan by here. He's known as the Mosey boy around the rink.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, he's just a fun, loving, happy guy that's enjoying his day every time, right?
Yeah,
he really likes winning. I've seen him get upset on that documentary when they're losing. He gets upset like I do.
It's hard hitting watching it from like the boys' point of view, you know, when they're sort of sat there in the changing room when they're sort of upset. It makes you realize that they're human, you know.
Well, and they're trying their hardest, and everybody went out there expecting and wanting to win. And when they don't, they
Yeah.
don't need anybody writing anything on social media
No.
about what they didn't do,
No.
because they're already pissed off enough. And then you kick them when they're
Yeah.
down, they're not going to like you very much.
No, exactly.
I think that documentary showed a lot of people that they do care, and they do put their hearts on the line, and they try hard. Like,
Yeah.
I think that documentary showed a lot.
And it's nice for the fans to see that side, because, you know, I don't know. I've never understood the fans that say, how do we not care enough or try hard enough? It's like, well,
Yeah.
this
Like,
is our
clearly
this
we
is our
do.
job. This is what we do. This has been our life since we were little boys, and all we wanted to do was play pro hockey, and now we're doing it, and we're doing the best we gosh darn can.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing, because you see it on social media, and you do see it every single time. Like, so and so didn't play well. He didn't try. He doesn't like Cardiff. He didn't try hard enough. And then you see him on the documentary with, you know, they're speechless. They're tearing up, and they say, yeah, you tell me that doesn't mean anything to him. You tell me that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what
Yes.
meant a lot to me was a fella from Wales reached out to me and said, hey, I don't know if you've seen this yet, but the Devils put up a YouTube video of the 2014-15 rewind, and it's like an hour and a half long of all the goals and games throughout the season. And wow, did that make the memories flood back.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
I've seen you just put that. You just shared that to the story, so I've seen that. Yeah, I'm looked at it yet. So,
I hadn't seen any of the highlights from that season, and then when you see them and you see the team we had and the people we had on that team, man, we were as a team can get in hockey. It was fighting, it was scoring, it was everybody having each other's backs, and man, I loved that hockey season.
Yeah, that's the way it's gonna be. That's the way it's gonna be. Hopefully, that's what we have.
Yeah.
As well this season. It's looking good.
Yeah, you guys have a great crew of dudes coming, that's for sure. So poster picks brought to you by Freeman Designs, who has now just became the match night social media guy for the Devils. Lee Freeman, my poster maker guy, that he's like yourself, he's put in over 400 episodes of hours for me, making posters and memories for all the shed guys and gals out there. And I appreciate him so much. He's never asked for anything in return. I've only had one raffle of a jersey and gave him the money from it once. And that's all I've been able to do for him. But I appreciate him so much for all the memories. To think of how many people have got that poster printed and put up in their house from talking to me in my shed. Just it kicks me right in the heart.
That's amazing.
So thank you, Lee. And so one of your poster picks is Mosey, and I wrote Kit Kats, and like, let's not forget about him. But we got a record to smash first, right? And then we'll get into a Kit Kat get that night later on in the season, right? Whenever we figure out when fun needs to happen throughout the season, you know, if the boys get down a couple games, we might need to fire up a Kit Kat, get that, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
And you know, I don't know how many Kit Kat Sheffield got that day, but let's just say the bar was set pretty high.
Yeah, there's a lot of fans over there. It's a big place.
Yeah, you give, like, as much as we don't like Sheffield over in Cardiff, we give them credit. They have got a good group of fans there.
Yeah, they're huge.
Don't know about the best fans in Europe, but
1 second.
A good group of fans.
There you go.
Came back on, solved all his problems. See, so now you guys realize I actually do in fact work.
Real life stuff.
But I told them that they always came first, and that this would never get in the way. So I can pause it and do what I got to do, right?
Yeah.
I know it's lunch hour and I'm supposed to be logged off, but I'm not.
Such is life.
Yeah. Anyways, what were we talking about? Probably not what I was just talking about.
Mosey, wasn't it? Was it Mosey and Kit Kat?
Oh, Mosey. What a guy. I haven't talked to him in a while. I need to get him and Mac back on together now that they're teammates, you know? Like,
yes.
We've been through quite the story with those two guys in the shed. And I mean, Mosey had left the Devils to become a Steeler, and he was there for Wally night. And then Mac comes and Mosey scores the overtime winner on him. And then Mac comes on and we get Twix thrown on the ice. Then he meets my goalie in under 11. And I just appreciate what those two guys have done for me so much. And I guess I can't shout it from the rooftops enough what I think of them as people and players, you know?
Yeah.
No,
yeah, we have been in the coming weeks. We've been kind of caught up with the whole Mac and Mosey. We were kind of rewatching all the podcast episodes with them, and
you're getting all juiced up for the season, eh? And now, what I think's cool about doing this is this stuff's out there forever. It's like Even when I'm dead and gone, people will be like, I remember that guy. He was funny. I want to listen to that, you know, and it might make some people sad, but it's there forever now. You know, this stuff's out there for all the people, whoever the hell wants to listen. And if you don't, then don't.
Yeah, it's quite funny watching it back, and you're talking to Evan about re-signing for the Cardiff Devils. He's pretending he doesn't know anything about it, you know, but we all do.
We all do.
Yeah.
I've gotten in trouble
was so
before for
funny.
releasing information that I know and didn't realize it wasn't public yet. So now I always play dumb, even when I know way more than anybody else in the hockey world.
Yeah, it's probably the best way to be. Don't get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
No, I want these teams to have my back, you know? It's like, so I had a website and then you had to pay for it again. And I'm like, well, I still don't make money. And then Little Fox Designs was going to give me the money to keep my website up. And then they're like, well, we can just do it from our website. I'm like, well, then why do I really need one? I really don't need that. But so then I had made these jerseys to raffle off using my website, which I now don't have. So now I have all these jerseys I want to raffle off, but no good way to do it. So I have a Critchlow one, and I still owed Manchester a bit of money. So I said, well, Finner, you probably have a lot more reach than me. Why don't you raffle this off? Why doesn't Manchester raffle this off? And you guys just keep the money, and then we're all on the same team still. And he said he could do that for me. And I'm like, wow, team working with me. That's cool, you know?
That's amazing. Yeah.
Well,
That's
and
a good
then
way to do it.
who knows how much they're gonna make off of my fake hockey team in the shed and Critch's jersey, but I sure know I want that jersey. And then he told me he's gonna send me the Critchlow jersey from last season with my 2 L's and Hockey Tales logo on it, and I can't wait for that to be in the shed. The first ever guy to be sponsored by a podcast, you know?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen firsthand some of the auctions in this country, so you can fetch anyway, you know.
I just got to figure out how to do the raffles for all these other jerseys, because like I got it all sitting there and I just got to figure out how to do it, you know.
Yeah.
But it sure is fun, everything that's happened through this. And I have always been a Cardiff Devil. I always am a Cardiff Devil. I'm just having fun with Manchester, and they really remind me of the 2014-15 Devils that were playing the Big Blue Tent, that didn't have the budget of some other teams. And we mucked it right up with everybody and almost won the league. And we did win the Challenge Cup, you know?
Gosh, that was waiting for my time on it. Yeah. Where I was going, yeah.
So who are your favorite players?
Go on, you go first. Go on.
Everyone I like seems to leave, but
oh
a standout for me has always been Sam Jardine.
You're talking my language.
He's my favorite. He just takes a lot of time for everybody. He was, before he got into it. Yeah, I met him. He wrote me a beautiful letter. I was going through a bit of a time, and he wrote me a letter and handwritten his first copy of one of his songs. So tears were shed that day. And then that was the last time I saw him before he left. But
he was at the testimonial with me. Were you at Batchy's testimonial?
Yeah,
we were there. Yeah,
me and him mucked it up real hard that weekend, on and off the
ice.
We played hard. And I totally understand why you're saying him, because it was weird for me going back that weekend when people had made 2 Ale stuff, and then one gal that has taken a shine to me and Jards had made a 2 Ales flag with him on it and my logo on it, and we're her favorite players. And then it's like, oh my God, like, and then me and him got along off the ice better. You know, we were inseparable once we got to know each other that weekend and through the podcast. And then when you realize that all the fans that really took a shine to him were the same ones that took a shine to me, I'm like, oh my God, this is all making so much sense. And we never even played together. Incredible.
I think he's incredible.
Sam's a great guy.
And it's sort of like over time. I don't think anyone's quite lived up to that for me, but.
And you know what's neat is that when I asked about your favorite players, you not once talked about him actually playing hockey. You talked about the person he was. He
is an incredible human. Like, I honestly miss him as a person in Cardiff, and I feel like he was incredible at what he does, but there's also that side of him just being human, just being himself. And, you know, it was just so
I
nice to have that.
still will never forget when we were talking about what he's going to do the next season, where he's going to play. And Lordo was there with us. And I mean, like, I pretend I don't know what's going on in the hockey world. It's like, Lordo knows Jards is exactly who you want to be raising as puppies in the East Coast. And we were having beers the day before the testimonial. And Lordo's like, are we doing this? Are you coming to play for me? Are you going to teach my puppies? And I listened to it all. And then what he did was he signs with Lordo. And he's like not young, and he goes out to an AHL camp and makes the flipping team and stayed in the AHL like the whole year at that age. And then I saw the pictures of him with the young guys on that AHL team that are learning how to be professionals. And he was teaching them how to hockey. He was teaching them how to be a good teammate. And that team, that AHL team that kept an old boy to teach their puppies because of who he is, it made a lot of sense to me. And I was very proud of him.
Honestly, like I don't like know him on a personal level, but I still sat there just I remember telling you how proud I was of him, and it was just it felt so silly saying it, but just watching him go over there and just be himself, you know, and
just be himself. And
you know?
There's so many guys that look at hockey and the whole picture of life differently, but his vision and outlook on life is the type of guy I want around.
Absolutely.
When we were talking about where he was going to play the next year, he's like, man, I've almost given this sport up a few times. He's like, I'm going to follow the trail wherever it leads me, whatever feels right. He goes, I've never done anything in my life for money, and I never will. And he's the same guy that come the end of a season, he doesn't have a gal or a family, but he'll drive all over North America to see his teammates. He will go on road trips all over North America to see his friends. And that's the type of teammate you want around.
Yeah. He's incredible. He is he's something else, isn't he? Like,
and now he's basically replaced Gleason Fournier in his old team now.
Yeah, he's gone over to Fair,
It's a small world. Shed guys around.
We might get him back. You never know. That's how it works, right?
That is how it works. And when people know who they are, they want him back, you know?
I so hope that maybe one day he comes back. But
never know.
For now, we're looking at Cody Donaghy for my favorite current player.
And there's a lot of people saying that about him.
He's
similar to vibe, and he's off the ice.
He just still hasn't came to the shed, so I can't vouch for him yet. You know, he has to talk
to me first. I think we all
need
to.
Yeah, we're seeing him Wednesday. We'll give him a nag.
Yeah, we're going to
give him a quick little nut tap and say that's from Wally. Get in the shed.
I'll get a big. I'll write a letter to him and.
So Nathan, who's your favorite player?
So mine's always been Fournier, as I said at the beginning. But
that's sexy skating, isn't it?
Yeah. But obviously, then he left, so I thought I have to find a new one now. And last season, I was famously a big fan of Mosey. A lot of people knew how much I loved Mosey too.
Well, and then talking about, like, I would say in my career, my teammates knew exactly who I was and what I was about, and how goofy I could be in the room trying to bring the boys together. There's a lot of naked dancing and things of that nature, but I didn't let like the fans or my coaches or GMs see it that often. And I kind of kept, it just for the team in the room. And Mosey's the type of guy that seems to really, he's going to be himself and not give a shit. And like, he's the guy they want being the model for the new clothes and the new swag, because he'll bring personality to everything, and he makes the pictures fun and funny, and he makes it fun to be around the rink.
It's this goofy little smile as well. And that one clip from Team GB when he's walking back into the dressing room.
Yeah.
And there's something on the table, and it's just, it's something to do with him. You know that he's planted, these things there. He's just so silly. And
he's such a fun guy too. And his fiance now, she's one of a kind as well. She's brilliant.
I love her to bits.
They seem like quite the pair, and that's pretty cool. When I've been there for I'm just me talking to them in my shed, but I really feel like I'm their friend. And like all the times I've talked with Mosey, she's been there, and we always say hi, and she's always happy and in a good mood. And they seem like quite the pair.
Oh, she's amazing. Dana's fantastic. I mean, we actually met Otter, their dog
Their
at
dog.
playoffs. So yeah, we've met the whole family now. The Corey family.
Down to Saltbox and shit.
Yeah, and Otter is the sweetest, but it was so cute.
So poster pics, the Welsh flag at the glass. I
Yes.
still looking around, and I mean, now they show me all the countries I've listened. I think it's 93 of them, and you go through all the flags, and it just says UK for the UK, so maybe it's more than 93. But the Welsh flag, I still think, is the coolest flag in the world.
It absolutely is.
You don't see any other flag with a dragon on it,
No, we went out there.
And it's just so Welsh, and it's your own, right? And it's like when people tell me, "Oh, you played in the English league," I'm like, "No, I played in Wales."
Yeah.
Every other flag is their stripes and their crosses, not us. No,
we wanted
one step higher.
It had to be a
5 steps higher, actually.
And then don't get me started on the national anthem. That makes your hair stand up on the back of your neck too, especially when you're getting ready to muck it up on the ice.
We have 4 cats. Well, I have 4 cats. So yeah, they're always in the way. So
that just brought back a memory of having my under 13 boys on, and my Savage threw his cat over the couch during it. And yesterday I found my loophole in the game. I'm not going to tell everybody about it, but let's just say I found some pretty cheap ice to take my puppies skating. And I fill up the trucks with the guys I've coached in the past, and we just go out and have fun playing hockey. And my Savage came with us yesterday. We went and mucked it up for an hour. I got fully dressed too and threw him into the boards a couple times. But then we went for lunch. Then we went and played 9 holes at a little course. The 6 of us, me and 5 of my best buddies that are all under the age of 14. And it was one of those special days, like when you realize the friendships these boys have the rest of their lives. And I get to feel a part of it and I come with them.
That's amazing. It was so good. There's all these memories they'll take as well, and just
you'll see them now when they're playing professional and they're coming up against each other professionally, and it's
I just can't wait to see what they can do, because I think they get it now, and they're hockey guys now, and they understand the team side of it, and that it's not about them, it's about the team. And watching them get it was just heartwarming. And then the friendships we have the rest of our lives, like I always say, winning makes you brothers for life, like we are.
yeah, I think completely. You can see that in some of the boys we have, and it's so nice to see that as well. I mean, a lot of people just think, they're not human, and when you see that connection between them, it's the best thing. It is honestly the best thing.
And I love when I ask for poster pictures from the guys, because it tells me a lot about them and what they enjoy. But seeing hockey pictures after a goal scored and seeing teammates looking at each other, skating towards each other, and just the pure look of joy of we're having so much fun, and scoring is fun and winning's fun. And I love seeing hockey pictures now, which is weird because I hated hockey for quite a few years there for a bit.
Oh, it's the most heartwarming thing ever, isn't it? To see them all celebrate and everything.
You enjoy playing together. You're going to play a hell of a lot better with each other, I feel. So
100%.
That connection is important, definitely.
So poster pics, let's see here. The one you got some pride flags and Stitch, who's like my daughter's favorite character.
Yeah, maybe my favorite there. That was our pride drop, the bracelet drop, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we done good idea again. We done special ones for pride, so they had rainbow beads and all the rainbow colors. So we give out a pride night to the Devils.
That was an extra drop. So we did 2 that month, and it was insane. We were making sort of like 2, 150 bracelets or something for that month alone. It was crazy.
Well, the coolest part for me about Pride Night, I don't know if you'd know about this one, but last season in Manchester, right before Pride Night, Solly came on and mentioned that his boyfriend Adam wanted crunchies, and he said this is garbage that all these players are getting chocolate thrown on the ice, and even a couple girlfriends, Tremblay's girlfriend got chocolate thrown on the ice for her. And
awesome.
And then he says, I want some, like this is garbage. And then the next night in Manchester, he got like 20 to 30 crunchies that were labeled for Adam with pride flags on it, with all the stuff. And then I saw the chocolate storm happen, the video, and then I see Solly pick one of them up and look at it. And then he looks up in the crowd to Adam, I'm sure it was, and he's like, are you coming down here for a photo that this actually happened? And then you could see he got the no. And I was like, oh my God, this is such a small world that I can pull these strings from my shed and that make people feel special and let them be themselves. I thought it was so cool.
I love that. Love that.
That's brilliant.
But it's neat that you guys are doing a drop in Cardiff and I was doing my drop in Manchester and we were all making people feel welcome, right?
We were definitely spreading some kind of happiness there, I think, couldn't
It's good stuff. So the other poster pick is the pile of them, and I zoomed in, and every one you put on there handmade with love, eh?
Yeah, that's those tags.
So the little tags you like, so I suppose the messages on, they also handmade with love on as well.
Yeah, it's just like
that's
a
nice touch. It's the little touch, you know, nice little touch on top. You know,
just something small to kind of make them sort of recognizable, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you got a 2-year-old in the background. I think I can hear her. Is she coming to say hi? Is she gonna come to the shed?
Do you want to go and say hi? Hi. Yeah. Do you want to go and say hi right here? Want to go say hi to Wally? Yeah. Yeah.
Come here.
Say hi, Wally.
Hi. What's your name?
What's your name? Wally. No, your name's not Wally. What's your name? That's Wally. Yeah. Say
I'm
hi.
Wally. Hi.
Who are you then? What's your name? Evie.
Evie, nice to meet you. I hear you're gonna be a Devils fan too.
You love the Devils, don't you? Devils, yeah.
Who'd you like on the Devils, Evie?
Who's your favorite? Richie, yeah.
Richie? Oh, you got good taste in men already.
You love Richie, don't you?
Do you know when every time I do pregame speeches and I would be naked, I would get right in his face and yell at him in front of everybody and say, "You quiet psycho, are you ready to do this?" He loved it. He loved it when I had the Thor hammer right in his face.
I bet he did.
Who else is your favorite?
He did.
Donnie, yeah. We like Donnie too, don't we? Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good things about him, and I still haven't got to talk to him about it.
Yeah, you like Richie and Donnie, don't you?
I find it weird talking around that everybody seems to have the same opinion of the same people, you know, and it's really not hard to find the shed guys around.
Yeah, you'll have to get him on. We'll have to keep giving him a nudge every time we see him, and
I'll get Evie to go and terrorize him until
peer pressure is a thing, right? I was always good at peer pressure. I was always good at making the boys go out even when they didn't want to.
Should we get Evie to go and ask him? Should we? Yeah? Yeah?
Tell Donnie next time you see him, you got to come to the shed, okay?
Yeah? We got to tell Donnie to go to the shed. You say shed? Shed, yeah. Donnie to the shed, yeah.
And Evie, just in case nobody's told you, all those bracelets your mom's making, you should be really proud of her. Okay?
Are you proud of Mum?
Yeah, me too.
You'll be making them one day, won't you? Yeah?
You got an armful of them now, like.
You gonna make some someday? Yeah, someday you'll make some of you. Yeah. You like wearing them, don't you? Yeah.
She's got a clap banner ready for the Devils. She's ready to go now.
Yeah. We got Huggy this week. She asks me every day when we get her out of bed, she literally looks at me and she goes, "Hockey?" And I'm like, "Not today."
No,
I'm like,
still the off season.
I can't wait for Friday to turn around and be like, "Yeah, we're gonna go see them. Let's go."
So it starts Friday?
We do, yeah. We've got a double header as such.
Yeah, Friday and Saturday. We've got a season ticket event. So we've got an open training session on Wednesday. We've got to meet all the new players, and then the pre-season kicks off on Friday.
Yeah, we're excited.
Holy moly! I can't believe another season's around the corner. It's like gearing up to coach the under-13 boys again. It's like everything you get into and invest in a team and the kids and the people and the parents, and to think we're starting all over again. It's like, holy moly! I can't believe another season's here again. You know. But
it's gone so fast. There's another season without Sam Jardine, so my heart just breaks a little bit every time.
Well, hopefully they're listening to us in the shed, because I agree that he needs to be in Cardiff again someday, and then they should have a Wally night. Let me come back and play too.
we need to do something about that. You know, we need to ask them. We need to get Todd and get him some
At the
words.
very least, we get Joey to invite him down for his testimony.
Yes, yeah,
Well,
of
and
course,
like
yeah.
it to me, it's so weird how everything's worked out. It's like having me back for Wally night, which made no sense to me, is really what inspired the shed. But then also I got to meet Jards and all them, and then they got to see what I was really about, and they
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
Oop, go on, go see.
But yeah, I had never met any of those guys, and I geared right down and did the pregame speech and got right in Richie's face. And I said, "Do you remember when hockey was fun? Do you remember when hockey was fun?" I'm like, "Let's go out there and have some fun."
Yeah, that's what we need. That is what we need.
But yeah, that batch, obviously I didn't go to the last one, that batchy testimonial, that was chaos. It just seemed,
It was incredible.
it was just like 30 guys just having fun on the ice. And that's like you say, that's what hockey's all about. It's
Yeah.
just, and they got the kids involved and everything. Is
I
That was
remember
the best.
I remember somebody tried to take my puck in that game, and I fought back for my puck, and he's like, "Whoa, man, you're really giving her out here." And I was like, "Well, you brought me all the way over to play hockey. I'm gonna muck."
That's brilliant.
don't waste the opportunity. Like.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
my conditioning was a factor, and Samuel Jardine making me stay up really late the night before also didn't help. But I did score a couple goals, and we won by one. You know, no big deal. Winning's fun. But it was tough in between periods. Or I had to lay down because I couldn't sit up, and I was getting lightheaded because I don't exercise anymore. You know.
Yeah, I remember Evan complaining at some point in the interview that like he wasn't fit enough to play, and he was I think they mic'd him up, didn't they?
Yeah, they
They
did. Yeah,
mic'd him up
they
in
did.
testimonial. He was complaining that he couldn't skate anymore, and he was in his Cardiff stuff when he ready to come back. And
Yeah, the mic'd up ones, especially when it's on Mosey, is yeah. You could make a whole podcast of Mosey mic'd up. That would be incredible.
Mosey's a one of a kind, so is Mac, and that's what I like about guys in hockey that have personality and act like themselves, because it's way more fun to live as yourself than trying to be what you think people want you to be, you know?
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Mac and Mosey back together in the same team. It's going to be fun.
I think it's been since like the Wenatchee Wild, or maybe when they're in the
Yeah.
AHL together, but yeah, they're gonna have fun playing together. Playing with your best friends is fun, you know?
I can't wait to see them. I cannot wait.
Okay, here's one for you. What is your funnest or weirdest hockey memory?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
Cutting edge shed questions, you know?
Gosh. I mean, there's been a few, but
that's the thing. I mean,
it's just pinpointing one, isn't it? But
yeah, I mean, obviously, when you think of a most fun, you've got to put playoffs up there.
yeah.
Every time playoffs going up, and it's because in hockey, I mean, I'm sure you've been told many times as a fan, you make friends from all over the league. It's not just Cardiff.
Yeah.
You talk people from Coventry, from Glasgow, and go into playoffs then, and everybody congregates, and you get to meet everybody at playoffs, go out for a drink with them, and I watch hockey in the evening, do you know what I mean?
Oh,
and I go out for a drink with them in the night. I mean, I don't think you can ask any fan what's the most fun you have in hockey, and I think every single one of them will mention playoffs, because it's such a good weekend. Such a good weekend.
So my playoff weekend is quite memorable too. We didn't make it the first year. We got put out by Belfast before, and we'd won the Challenge Cup. So, you know, but we never made it to playoff weekend. I didn't know what it was about till the next year. And then I'm injured. I can't play, but the last regular season game in Cardiff, I went out with the kids to like say goodbye and say it's over, like I can't play anymore, and waved to the crowd, and it was a great reception, but also one of the hardest things I've ever done. When I got off the ice, I took my skates off and threw them against the wall as hard as I could and started crying. And I did it then because the last weekend was for Marshy, and it was going to be his last weekend, and he came back from his concussion. And then he got to have that same moment when he came back and played that weekend, and seeing the fans cheer for him was incredible. But I went there as the pregame speaker, and I spray painted myself blue. Then they had taped SWAT on my chest. And then once they had spray painted me, we ripped the tape off, so it said SWAT on my chest. I had the headgear on. I had a big Nerf gun. And then I came in and did like the pregame speech as like a SWAT director. And then the boys went out and laid an absolute egg and lost like 6-2 to Coventry. And it was so deflating and so depressing because it was my last chance to try and win something, even as a pregame speaker. And then when we lost and I was like, it's over and there's only a third place game left, I went out with all the fans from every team, shot the shit with everybody in Nottingham. And then my career was over. And then we played this third place game the next day. And then that was that, and it was over. But seeing all the fans from all the different teams show up in Nottingham and just celebrate the game and cheer on hockey and their own team. And even if their team isn't there, they're still there having a great time. And everybody with the same interests that love that league and the players, and everybody just goes there and runs amok, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, well, we obviously went up this year and we lost in the first game overtime to Belfast, and it was heartbreaking, you know. But it's still such a good weekend with everybody just having laughing and saying goodbye to the season. I mean, it's just a big massive part to say goodbye to the season. But hopefully now with this year, we'll go one better and win it and see what it's like to win it for a change. Well,
hopefully.
Winning's like the opposite of losing.
Yeah.
So did you mention your favorite hockey moment or weirdest?
Oh,
is it when you do the drops, maybe?
I mean, that's fun. That is so fun.
Or getting your Martin jersey.
My Martin jersey, yeah. I feel like that was
unexpected.
That was weird. That was so weird.
How'd you get a goat jersey?
It was insane. Funny enough, we were at playoffs. We were in Saltbox.
We were in Saltbox.
And I think it was coming to like the end of the night, and we were near the near the owners, weren't we?
Yep, we chatted near the owners.
And one of our friends knew Joe, Vindico Joe, who obviously
sponsors the arena now.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, we need, that's Joe. I know Joe." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I've heard of Joe. Joe walks around the arena. He's lovely." And then he just all of a sudden comes out. And we were chatting away, and then he disappears again. I can't remember what it was, but he just disappeared. And then what was it, like 20 minutes later, he came back out with this jersey, and he just handed it to me. He just went, "Somebody needs this," or so, what wasn't it?
Yeah, he just like, "I'm going to give this to randomly." Just
randomly gave it to me, and I was just like, and I just stood there, and I just froze.
Just gave it to you.
Yeah, and I was just like, what's going on? And he was I'm like, "You sure?" And you were like, "Don't ask him that, just take it."
Somebody offers you a Joey Martin game when you don't ask questions, just take it.
If somebody's going to give you something nice, just take it. It's like when you're giving away the bracelets, just take them.
I just kept repeating, "Why me? Like, why me?"
Well, and that was like when they were bringing me back for Wally night, and I was like, "Why me? How is this even possible?" I'm like, I played 1 year.
And in that night, then after that, we ended up out with Todd Kelvin and the owners, and they all bought us chips, and we all had chips up around the corner in Nottingham, and everything was we don't know why we just happened to be there, and they offered to buy us chips.
We were walking into like the town area from Saltbox, weren't we? And we were all just chatting, and I was chatting to Joe, and we were just sort of going over sort of life stuff and everything, and all of a sudden we stopped by this Chippy, and the owners go in, Todd goes in, and they come out with all these chips, and they just start handing it to us, and we're like, we're having like a midnight snack with
the Devils,
with the owners and Todd, and it's just that was crazy stuff.
It was a bit of a surreal one, that was.
Yeah,
it was good night.
It was really strange,
I mean, getting to know those guys, and like they're all successful people in the real world. They also love the Cardiff Devils and have fun being the owners, but they're also like the most normal, successful people around, and they're exactly who you want to be the owners of your favorite team.
They were incredible.
And you obviously got to give them all the bracelets that weekend.
Yeah, I gave them the bracelets as well, and Sharon, one of the wives, she was the most incredible human. Like, she's made an impact, I think, on my day-to-day life, because she was just absolutely incredible. And we'd had a hug, and we were just chatting about life in general, and it was just such a lovely night to have, you know, and it's one that's made the memories forever. So I think that's definitely the most weirdest.
Well,
So
those
weird.
are the fun memories. It's like when I got to go back to the testimonials and actually get to go to Chippy Lane with all the fellas at the end of the night, and we'd all just had fun all day. And it's like, man, this is living.
Oh, it was. It did. And I woke up in the morning and I saw you and I just said to you, I was like, did that actually happen last night? Like, is that a thing? And then just seeing the Joey Martin jersey there, I was like, that actually happened yesterday. Like that. It's up there. It's yeah. I've been doing the bracelets not that long, really, had I?
Well, it's only been this season, hasn't it?
Well, I've been doing it about a year now, haven't I?
We made a couple for Adam Johnson, because obviously he passed away on the ice. We made a couple for them, and
Yeah,
we donated charity for that one, didn't we?
yeah, we got it together a bunch.
Every time we've asked for money for them.
Yeah, the only time we've ever sort of said, like, if you'd like to make a donation, was then. And we just sort of started to make these 47 Johnson ones, and got a bunch of us together. So there are some incredibly talented humans that can do like the cotton bracelets. So they were doing those with Johnson on, and we just got a bunch of us together to kind of try and fundraise even just a little bit for them, and get people to donate, and sort of like it was really heartwarming, wasn't it? It was only a small thing, but it was something. So
yeah, you can only do it you can, right? And that's great when everybody comes together and tries to help. Yeah. Well, do you guys have any questions for me before I gotta go back to the real world?
Oh, real world stuff. Oh.
See, nobody
What
ever
game
has
warns do you have?
game warns.
Yeah.
Well, I have mine. I have
Obviously.
I other players. I only have Rah from Cardiff, who wore number 18. Because he was a young buck that the bowling night with the Devils, he was at the lane with me and Colby my first year, and they hit it off. I hit it off with Rah too, and then find out later when you start your shed that that kid still wears number 18 because of you. And then him and Miley win the league, and I see a trophy of him with number 18 and a trophy, and I thought, wow, that's really cool. So I have his, and then I have Hunter's from Kalamazoo, Michigan, who I guess I was his favorite player when I played at Western Michigan, and he told me about it when he found out about the podcast and asked me if I was going back to the golf tournament. So then I ended up going back to the golf tournament. I got to meet him, and he had already sent me the jersey, and I'd asked for him to sign it, and he sent me a jersey from when he was a kid, and I have that up beside my Western Michigan one. So those two jerseys are my they're my favorites,
That's awesome. It's awesome.
I did hear from your other podcast that you were trying to sponsor the goat this season, but didn't manage to get it.
Sponsor who?
Joey Martin.
Yeah, that did happen. I reached out and I said, how much would it be for me to sponsor my goat? And the response was, I don't think you want to sponsor anybody on our team because this is the price now. And I said, huh, you're right. And what's cool about Shed Boosts is I did sponsor Critch last year. I tried to pay the whole bill, and I'm about to smash paying the bill when they raffle off that jersey for me and get out to all their fans. And then I think it's people helping people. They're going to make more money. More people are going to know about the shed. And but when Finner wrote to me and said, so I got an offer for Critch's jersey that I basically have to take because he made Team Great Britain. He's the player he is, the captain of our team, and somebody wants to pay us quite a bit to be on his jersey. And he's like, I kind of have to take this. And I said, man, take your money. I still don't make money in the shed, and it was really fun doing that. But I consider that like a shed boost. He's priced me out of the market, and because he's played so well that he's moving on. He's seeing him fly.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm not sponsoring anybody this year. I'm just going to be a coach and talk to people in my shed.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Sometimes it's better to be on the outside and
just have fun and play.
Yeah. Why not? It's probably stressful sponsoring them. So
Well, yeah, when I had the website and I could do raffles and make money and then just send the money to Manchester, it was all pretty simple. But now
Yeah.
trying to have a raffle and actually get it out there to enough people to make it worthwhile, I haven't figured that out yet. But I will, because we have all these jerseys ready to go and I want to see people wearing them at hockey arenas in the UK.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That sounds so good. Yeah.
So whose stick is behind you? Who's Warrior?
Oh, that's Donnie's.
Yeah.
That's our Donnie's.
Yes, that's one of 4 we have. We have between us we have we got Donaghy, Richardson, we got a Mosey,
Pietro Nero.
and Chad Pietronero.
Wow, that's
And
I don't know how you're
Marvin's
getting all of
calling
them, but
Donaghy's.
my favorite Warrior stick is up in my son's room, and I helped Ryan O'Reilly on the ice last summer, and I just asked him if he wanted help because I knew he didn't have many guys with my skill set around to help him out. So he did want me to help, and then I got to learn new drills being on the ice with him. He explained to me why we were doing each drill, and then I could use those drills with my kids, and it was awesome. And he let my puppies come on the ice with us and inspired them, and they realized NHL superstars are normal guys and are nice guys.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. And then at the last ice time we were on together, he just cut the tape off of the stick he had used, signed it, and said, "Here, Wally, whatever you want to do with it. Thanks for the help." And now I have that up in my son's room, and it
That's
is my
awesome.
favorite stick.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so
That's
good.
okay,
We got Mark Richardson's helmet behind us is awesome.
That is a
little
useful
bit.
tool
Just
he's
turn it
needed.
up.
I
There
have
you go.
seen him block shots with his helmet before.
Yeah.
Right.
That's for the little one growing up. So we're gonna go get it signed Wednesday, hopefully. And
Yeah.
I got to get him back to the shed now. I see he's starting to gear up for maybe life after hockey or the off season, but he started like a fitness nutrition type side gig, and I tell you, there's nobody else in the world that should be doing that because his diet was on point, his workouts. He would be the type of guy you want explaining that stuff to you, because I didn't get it like he did.
Yeah. He's just done a couple of camps, haven't he? In the
he did
off ice camps.
He did the off ice camps, and my sister as a goalie went to one.
That's cool.
And she said it was just so good, to learn how to build your core properly, and and if there's like you said, if there's anyone you should be learning from, it's 100% him, 100%.
I mean, who knows? I could have probably played longer if I would have learned a thing or two, taking care of myself like he does.
Yeah,
he knows how to keep himself going.
He's in incredible shape for he's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And he's just an all-rounder, isn't he? You're an all-round guy. He's so lovely.
So I guess you guys never made it to the big blue tent, eh? You're too young for that sort of thing.
I didn't, unfortunately. I went there for a couple of ice skating parties. I didn't so.
No. Well, I don't know what else I got today until I got to get back to the real world. You guys got anything else before we shut her down?
I don't think I've got anything else.
No? Have you got anything else, Evie?
Evie.
Okay.
Evie, first league game of the season, okay? Listen to me. We need 1,005 Twix on the ice minimum, or the Devils can't win this year. It has to happen. We have to have 1,005 Twix to show everybody that we are the best and that hockey is fun. Okay?
Yeah. We need to throw chocolate on the ice.
You're gonna throw chocolate on the ice?
Chocolate
on the ice? Yeah, you can do it.
Chuck
Is that
it.
A deal?
Send it.
Deal.
Rip it.
Here we go.
She says deal. She'll do it.
Okay. Run amok, okay?
Yeah?
It's going to be so much fun, and it'll make everything I do out in my shed worthwhile. That fun like that can happen on the other side of the world from talking to my friends, okay?
We'll get that up.
Should we make some fun? Should we? Yeah? Yeah? We throw some chocolate? For Wally? Yeah, we'll do it.
Sounds good, and I can't wait for this to happen. And thanks for working around my busy schedule and making the time for me, and keep doing exactly what you guys are doing, because
Thank you so much.
People being nice is nice, and people appreciate when people are nice to them, and they remember it. So,
yeah.
And this has been another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Evie, Bakes, and Davies, and Wally.